All right, hello, my friends, and welcome to our little mini writing lesson. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over your activity that you're going to be doing in your Google Classroom. So that way you guys weren't live virtually, but that way I can kind of show you what you need to do, and that way you can refer back to this video if you need it. So, in second grade, we're going to be doing a lot of writing, right? Well, one of our first writing projects is we are actually going to be writing personal narratives. So let's think about those words, personal and narrative. What do you think that is? So if you thought to yourself, it's about yourself, you are correct. So personal narratives is you're basically writing a story about yourself. That word personal means you. So you're going to be writing about yourself, right? So in order to do that though, you probably are like, well, where do I begin, Miss Lewis? There's so many things that I can do. So what we're going to focus on today and a lot of this week is picking a certain moment that you maybe want to write about, right? So let's look at our learning target as you can see on the screen. So it says, I can create a list of small moments about my life. So let's unpack this a little bit, okay? I know we haven't really unpacked learning targets too much yet this year, but we did a lot in first grade, so let's practice, okay? This word create, let's see if I can highlight it. There it is. Create. What do you think that means? To make. Good job. What are we making? What's this word right here? Highlight it. A list. So we are making a list, right, of small moments, and we're going to go over what that is about my life. So it's about your life. So you're going to be creating just a list, not necessarily writing complete sentences, because remember, a list isn't a complete thought. It's just kind of like your ideas. It's kind of like taking notes. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So you're probably like, Miss Lewis, a small moment. What do you mean a small moment? So let's go over it. So let's write small moments. So our stories will tell about a tiny moment in time and tell about something that really happened to us, okay? So it has to be something that happened in real life and it's true. And when you go into writing your personal narratives, you need to make sure there's beginning, middle, and end with lots of details and transitions. And you're going to want to entertain, right? You don't want to bore the people that you're writing. So we're going to be working on that throughout this entire project of writing about our small moments. Now, again, today, we're just focusing on creating that list of small moments to help expand it. So it's going to be kind of like a list of things you might want to write about. So in order to choose your small moment, I want you to think about the first time you did something or the last time you did something. And it could be something so simple. It could be like, for example, Miss Lewis just watched football all day. So I could say, wow, I'm going to talk about the time I was watching the Philadelphia Eagles play football because it's Sunday. Think of someone you like and one time when you did something. So you could think of someone that means that means a lot to you and think of maybe an event that happened with that person, like a brother, a sister, a friend, a cousin, anything like that. I could talk about how I watched my niece play softball or one of her softball games. Or you can also think of a place where you've been and one time you were there. So for example, Miss Lewis traveled to Florida a couple years ago. So I could talk about my trip to Florida and I could talk about a specific place and how we went to Universal Studios and went to Harry Potter World. Think of something you do every day and one time you did it. So you could talk about maybe riding the bus, or we just had our first day of school. So maybe that small moment could be that first day of school that you had in second grade. And you could also think of something that happened that was unexpected. So something that you were caught off guard by. It could be a surprise that you got. Like maybe you got a puppy one day and it was like, oh my goodness, I didn't expect to get a puppy. So let me show you what you're going to do. So you're going to have a form like this that's going to be on your Google Classroom, correct? So it's a graphic organizer and we're calling it our My Small Moments map. So what you're going to do is you are going to make a list of school moments, family moments. If you celebrate holidays, you can do holiday moments. If you don't, just leave that one blank. Or an emotional moment. So maybe a time where you felt happy, sad, or mad. So for a school moment, if Miss Lewis can type, you would type maybe first day of second grade. You could even talk about how we had to go from in-person learning to virtual learning. If maybe you're still doing virtual, so maybe virtual learning, especially last year in first grade, we were kind of caught off guard when that happened, right? I mean, one day you were at school and the next day you weren't coming back to school for a few months. So maybe you want to write about how you felt about that. So maybe we could write last day in first grade, so your last day in the classroom, stuff like that. Family moments. So what's something that happened with that you've done with your family? So I could write niece softball game, which was my niece's softball game. I could talk about my cousin's wedding, or it could be something so simple like the day my mom took me shopping, right? So it could be something so simple. Holiday moments, it could be last Halloween and what I did. It could be about Christmas when I got my play kitchen set that I got when I was a little girl. And then an emotional moment, like a moment that you thought of that made you feel happy. So mine would be maybe the moment I got engaged. You could talk about if you got a puppy, the moment I got a puppy, or anything that's to do with you. So these all pertain to Miss Lewis, okay? So maybe you're not going to have the same ones. You actually probably shouldn't, because it's my life, not yours, right? Just like your personal small moments are going to be different than your friends or myself or Miss Santa. So that is going to be your job today. Is you are just going to go into this Google Doc and you're just going to type away. And I just want you to type a list. There is no wrong answer. These are your personal small moments. So these are going to be a small moment that you are going to want to write about. Now, keep in mind, when you're making these lists, you're eventually going to choose one. So you're eventually going to choose one that you want to really, really expand and write about. And you're going to have lots of details and transition words and a beginning, middle, and end. So it's not going to be like a one-sentence statement. So when you're thinking of your small moments, try to think something that you really feel passionate about, you're really excited about it, or you really want to write about it and share it with your family and friends, and think of like all the details that you can go with that, okay? So once again, let's go back to our learn target. So I can create, words are hard today. I can create a list of small moments about my life. So that is what you are doing, okay? What are we doing? Good job. You are creating a list of small moments about your life. And don't forget, your small moments is a tiny moment in time, but it's something that you really want to expand and talk about, okay? So that is what you're going to be going to do. Let me know if you need any help. Again, you don't need to write any sentences about it. You're just making a list of things that you potentially might want to write about throughout our personal narrative unit. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing this. And all right, good job. And I will see you guys later.